starring Beverly McKenzie.
Well, look who decided to grace us with his presence.
I left a message.
Oh, yes. Justin Marshall will be a little late. I don't know how they do things in Italy, but here, mid-afternoon is more than a little late.
Well, I thought when they told you why I was late, you'd be a little more understanding, but I guess I was wrong, so I'll just go to work.
Wait, they didn't tell me why.
My sister Dawn, she was assaulted. She was beaten up at the gallery. I have been at the hospital since she was admitted.
Oh, Justin, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I feel terrible about snapping at you.
Well, I could have been more polite myself, but I just assumed you knew it. Even if they didn't give you the whole message, didn't you get it on the TV news?
No, ever since Vicky's come back, I've been focusing on sports. Do you forgive me?
I am in such a foul mood myself. First, Dawn getting beaten up like this, and then Rena. Rena has not helped my mood at all. It is so damn easy to fight with that woman. If she could bottle it, she'd make a fortune.
I see. So, the old flame may have died down, but it hasn't died out. Or did it flare up again when you heard that Kevin and Rena were separated? Oh, that's not it, huh? It must have been, then, the old flame that melted the bonds of matrimony in the first place.
Are you asking me, Sam? I didn't know you cared.
I don't. Vicky happened to mention it in passing.
And did she also happen to mention that Rena named my sister Courtney as co-respondent?
No. But I didn't pump her for the gory details.
Yeah, well, that'll all come out soon enough. You know, when my father was alive, nothing bad ever happened to my sisters. And now, since he's died, everything seems to be going downhill for them. For us, faster than I can outrace it. First Courtney, now Dawn. I keep asking myself over and over again, why is this happening to us now? But I know the answer. The answer is Alex Wheeler. It's Alex Wheeler.
Justin, that doesn't make any sense.
Whose fault do you think it is that my little sister had to quit school and go to work for a living? Is it mine? If my father were alive, do you think she would have been there alone that night?
Justin.
I hate that man.
Can't you see that this obsession with Alex Wheeler is turning you into a madman? Justin, just drop this thing. Just drop Alex Wheeler. Let him go.
You know, blood does tell. For the first time since I've known you, you're sounding just like your cousin Rena. Why don't you get together and compare notes? Then I just have to fight with one of you. Why don't you two understand that a man has to set his own priorities? With you, you think work should come first. With Rena, it's always romance.
And we're both wrong, huh?
Everything comes after seeing justice done. And every day that passes puts Wheeler more in my debt. And I am going to collect. With interest.
Alex, don't mock me. Why did you make me think you were calling from your office? Why didn't you tell me you were calling from the yacht?
Because I was afraid you might decide not to come, and I was determined to see you.
Ah, you are so high-handed. Telling me I had to come. Sending a car to Rena's to whisk me here at the drop of a hat. Your whim.
It was no whim, but I'm sorry if it's made you feel uncomfortable.
Well, that's quite an understatement. It was almost like being kidnapped. What is that? Alex, what's happening here?
Nothing to be alarmed about. We're putting out to sea.
We're what?
Putting out to sea.
Alex, I came here because you told me you were taking a trip.
I am, and you're coming with me.
I am being kidnapped.
Oh, no, you're not. Would you like a stronger martini?
Not being kidnapped. You lure me onto this boat under false pretenses, and then you order the boat to get underway without my consent. You ply me with martinis, and then you tell me I'm not being kidnapped? Well, I'd like to know what you'd call it.
I'd call it being shanghaied.
I don't care what it's called. You turn this boat around right now and take me back to shore. Alex, tell the captain to stop.
No, darling, I won't do that.
But that's just absurd. You can't be serious.
I've never been more serious. Your comfort has been provided for. Our course has been charted, and the captain has been given his orders. You see, my dear, we have some misunderstandings to resolve, and we're staying on board this boat as long as that takes.
We're going to what?
You heard me.
Have you lost your mind? Surely you don't believe you can get away with this? Well, don't you realize that Rena or Dennis will notice I'm missing, Alex? Well, of course, Rena knows exactly where I am and with whom.
I know.
And when I don't return, she'll call the police.
No, she won't. She has no reason to. You see, my dear, Rena knows we're on this voyage. In fact, she helped me plan it.
Rena knew?
Yes. And if Dennis or anyone else asks where you are, she'll tell them the truth. That we're both far away, sailing the high seas
She
together.
knew all the time. That's why she urged me to see you. She practically pushed me out the door. Huh. Some friend I had in her.
She's a better friend than you realize. She saw how unhappy you have been, and she felt this was best for you.
She felt? Well, what about what I feel, what I want? What's best for me is going back to shore.
You can go for a swim, of course, if you don't mind sharks.
Oh, Alex, please.
We're not turning back. This is too important.
No one will come searching for me. I have been shanghaied. All the archaic, chauvinistic, egocentric. Who does he think he is, Bluebeard?
I'm sorry, darling. Did you say something?
Yes. I said that this kidnapping is the most idiotic, adolescent, absurd that... No, I won't waste my breath on you. You are not going to bulldoze me into talking to you. I will just lock myself in my cabin until you come to your senses and realize that this silly scheme of yours won't work.
Well, then, in that case, it's going to be a long voyage for both of us, but I don't mind. I have a lot of thinking to do. But, of course, I promise to stay away, until you feel like you need some company. Oh, give me a call anytime if you want to see me.
Go ahead. Leave me alone. Do you expect me to break down from being imprisoned on this boat?
No, darling. On the contrary. I have tried to think of everything to make you comfortable and happy here.
You think I can be happy as a prisoner?
Well, you can walk around wherever you choose. And if you need someone to talk to, there's always the crew. And if you prefer female companionship...
Oh, you just sail right up some shore and kidnap someone else. That seems to be your style.
Rena's maid is here. And Miss McGrew, she's on board the ship. So, those will be your companions until you decide to prefer my company to theirs. Hmm?
Don't hold your breath.
Hi, Mrs. Carrington.
Oh, he was telling me the truth.
Oh, you mean about my being here? I have to admit, it's kind of hard for me to believe it.
Oh, Beth, he didn't kidnap you too, did he?
Oh, no, indeed. He didn't have to. I volunteered. Oh, of course, after Mrs. Cook asked me to.
You volunteered? You mean you knew all along that I was going to be shanghaied?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I just think it's so romantic, Mrs. Carrington. Honest, don't you?
You know, if anyone had told me how much work there was to do around here, I don't think I would have agreed to run things for Alex.
Hey, this was an easy day. Junior execs made all the big decisions. Your Uncle Alex told me not to let you get swamped your first day here.
Aha. Lulled me into a false sense of security at the top, right? Well, it didn't work. Because I made 5 out of the 6 decisions that had to be made today. And I didn't even understand what the problems were.
Then I'd say you did a pretty good job.
Thank you. Wait a minute. How do you know?
Because I double-checked everything you did, and I do understand the problems.
Hey, thank you, Terry. Thanks for making it a real nice day.
But, of course, tomorrow is a different story.
Tomorrow?
Well, Alex didn't say I had to look after you tomorrow.
What's happening tomorrow?
Oh, nothing much. Meeting with the division chiefs, problems in the Caribbean and South Asian areas, reappraisal of
Hold
the...
on, wait a minute. Why don't you just tell me about tomorrow, okay?
Tomorrow. You're gonna love it.
Oh, I can hardly wait. Look, why don't I quit today while I'm ahead? How about you? You ready to call it a day?
Yeah, I am. You're not.
Oh, I'm not, huh? Okay. See Ryan grab his jacket. See Ryan put his old jacket on.
Ryan, I'm serious. There's someone waiting to see you in my office.
Oh, not somebody else. Who is it this time?
Yasmin. Your wife.
Got so involved in Alex's affairs, I almost forgot my own.
Anything I can help with?
Yes, look. These are the annulment papers. Now, I have to get Yasmin's signature on them. Would you mind?
No, you don't. Ryan, that poor girl cried almost all night after you left. She is so crazy about you, she can't stand the thought of getting the marriage annulled. So please, don't ask me to get her to sign those. I can't do it.
I had no idea it was going to be so painful for her. I just married her to get her out of that loony bin they've turned her country into. I don't know what else I could have done. No, she has to sign them. And I've already told her I love Ginny, and I'm going to marry her just as soon as I can get this phony marriage annulled.
No matter what it does to Yasmin?
Come on, Terry, what do you want me to do, huh? Spend the rest of my life married to Yasmin so that I don't hurt her feelings? I have my own life to lead. That's what I've been trying to explain to her. I'm just trying to help her. Wanted her to be safe. For her sake and for Zadie's.
You know, you're more like Alex than I realized.
Hmm?
Honorable, decent, too hard on yourself, and totally at a loss when it comes to understanding women.
Oh.
You know, I don't think either of you has any idea how complex the human heart is.
Oh, yeah? Well, maybe both of us should take lessons from Kevin Cook, huh?
No. Besides, I don't think Kevin's too much of an expert when it comes to love either.
Oh, you're a big help. Where are all these experts when I need them, huh?
Well, you want some advice?
Absolutely.
Okay. Go through it all over again with Yasmin. Ryan, from those tears of hers, I don't think she heard you at all the first time
How
around.
can I make it more clear? I even brought Ginny over to
Look,
me.
she wasn't ready for it. It didn't sink in.
What can I do this time to make it sink in, huh? Wait a minute. Terry?
There's that look again. Look, I will not do your dirty work.
Come on, this isn't dirty work. This is necessary now. I understand why you don't want to do it, but... Will you help me?
How?
All right. Come to dinner with me this evening with Yasmin and I, and I'll give her this petition, and I'm going to explain it to her all over again, and I don't know, just help me get through it with her this time, huh? Please, for my sake and for Yasmin's. What do you say?
Oh, all right. But I'm not too happy about it.
Hey, that's what I like about you. Charming, helpful, feisty, spunky.
Tomorrow?
Oh, just help me get through this evening with Yasmin. I'll get through tomorrow on my own, okay?
I'm so glad you realized that.
Let me get some papers, old papers. We can wipe that off.
Well, I know I haven't been real good about cleaning or anything, but so much has been happening lately. I mean, school just started, and it's not all that easy keeping up with the chores and all that homework. I mean, the teachers just dump it on you, and they don't realize that you've got other things to do besides other work and other classes. Well, I mean, everyone's always telling me how important my education is, so I figured if it was a choice between doing the housework or doing the homework, I really ought to...
Well, things took a pretty strange turn in Tank here.
Well, I guess you could say that.
Now, there was a civil ceremony, that much is accurate. But it was a ploy. It was just a means of getting Yasmin out of her country because her life was in danger.
You had to marry her?
Only to bring her here. Ginny, come on, I don't love her. I love you. Going through this marriage was a duty.
Duty? This picture isn't exactly...
Forget the picture now. It had to look real to work. Look. The last promise I made to Sheikh Zaidi was that I'd see to his daughter's safety. Well, I've done that. I'm going to get the marriage annulled as soon as possible.
And Max doesn't understand anything. I mean, he keeps telling me he wants me to make a schedule for my chores, but I hate schedules so much.
Well, when it comes to what Max said, I agree with him. Of wanting an orderly life.
Why?
Because it's peaceful. It's sane. Healthy. Maybe when you're 17 it sounds a little boring, but underneath, way down deep, it's what you can rely on. It holds you up, Elena, when the world starts to spin too fast.
Yeah, but doesn't it hold you down when you feel like singing or running or rolling down a hill or doing what you want when you want to because you feel like it?
Honey, you can't live your life on impulses. When you do, somebody always gets hurt. And it's usually the people around you.
Ginny, you're right. I'm finding that out. I found it out. Ginny, I swear you're never going to see me doing anything impulsive again. Nothing silly, nothing foolish. It's just so hard sometimes.
Honey, at 17 years old, any foolishness can't hurt anybody that much.
Ginny, you're wrong. You don't know.
Elena?
Ginny, can I tell you something?
Dawn, I want you to go straight to bed. Now, when I checked you out of the hospital, I promised Dr. Walker that you would.
Rena, there's nothing romantic about being kidnapped. And I am stunned that you and Beth would lend yourselves to such a thing. You've made yourselves accessories to a crime.
Now, honey, being taken away on a yacht cruise in the Caribbean with a private maid, a whole tour wardrobe, and anything else your little heart desires can be called a lot of things, but crime isn't one of them. It's just a crime that you're not enjoying yourself.
Rena, I am appalled at you.
Now, Beth and I have been watching you moping around the house, looking like death warmed over ever since you had that falling out with Alex. And that poor man has tried 6 ways from Sunday to get you to let him explain about Vicky, but you won't even talk to him.
Well, I had no intention of listening to his lies.
Well, and he knew you wouldn't listen to him, not unless he could sit you down somehow and make you pay attention. So, honey, it's your fault if he just plain got tired of trying to be reasonable with an unreasonable woman, and he took matters in his own hands. Now, you know that this man is determined to get his chance to explain himself, whether you like it or not.
Is that so? Well, I don't care how long he trundles me around the Caribbean. I have no intention of listening to anything he says.
All right, darling. Well, I'll just go ahead and call Dennis and tell him that he shouldn't expect you back home anytime soon. And you enjoy yourself, darling, okay? Boy, some people have all the luck. Wish somebody wanted to whisk me away to the Caribbean. They wouldn't have to drag me kicking and screaming either.
I don't believe it. I trusted her. And I trusted you too, Beth. How could you do this to me?
Nobody's hurting you, are they, Mrs. Carrington?
Mr. Wheeler's hurting. He was desperate. He loves you so much. Why don't you give him a chance to explain?
Oh, you have no idea what he wants to explain away, as though it never happened.
Maybe I know more than you think. Maybe nobody told you, but I've worked for Mrs. Bellman for years.
I thought you worked for Mrs. Cook. Well, you were there every day, Beth.
Well, sure, but I was just helping her get settled in Houston. I was on loan. I know a lot more about all this than you might think. Probably a hell of a lot more than I got any business knowing. What are you gonna do when it's all laid out right in front of you where you can't miss it?
You are bound and determined to get back at Alex Wheeler.
On seeing justice done.
Oh, justice by Justin, designed by you for only you. Oh, why do I bother talking to a man with a one-track mind?
Men with the one-track mind are usually the ones who accomplish the most in this world.
Oh, really? And what have you accomplished lately? Huh? Your desk is piled with work that should have been done yesterday.
All right. What do you want me to do?
Well, for starters, I'd like you to finish that feature on Clipper Curtis. Even without the expose of taping conversations at the club, it should still be interesting. You have given up on the expose, haven't you?
No, not quite.
Oh.
Well, hold on. Listen to me. I asked Page to hunt up any tapes that Clipper Curtis might have kept. I'm convinced he was trying to blackmail Colonel Hassan with one of those. And if that is so, then it's probably around here somewhere.
And Paige has agreed to hunt them up.
No, she turned me down.
Well, I guess that settles that, doesn't it?
No, not quite. I think I'll just sit around and bide my time and wait for Ryan Connor to get back from Tangier. He's probably going to have a lot more information. I know of it.
Well, I thought I was out of it, but you are really out of the news. Look at this. Not only is Ryan Connor back, but he's brought the Sheik's daughter with him.
Stunning.
Is she that good looking in person?
I've never met her. She's a close friend of Dawn's. Yeah, thank you, Samantha, for finding me the perfect person to help me in my little endeavor.
With what, your sister?
No, with Clipper Curtis's tape, getting it away from him. Yes. Yes, indeed.
The more you talk, the less I understand you. Who is going to help you? With what?
Take a look at this picture. Knockout, right?
Well...
Oh, come on, Sam. She's gorgeous. And you know it. You know who else is going to take a look at this picture? Clipper Curtis. I don't know about you, but I think Clipper Curtis is the type of man who expects women to fall all over him.
I'm familiar with the type.
Yeah, I thought you might be. Now, if Curtis thought that Yasmin, this beautiful, shapely princess, was eating right out of his hand.
Now I know you're out of your mind. Why would a princess, especially one who is married to a good-looking, charming, honorable man like Ryan Connor, be interested in a two-bit creep like Clipper Curtis?
Because she also loved her father very much. Don't you think she'd want to get her hands on a tape of the men plotting to kill him?
Oh, good Lord, no, Justin. I sure would. That's creepy. Who would want a tape of men plotting to assassinate their father?
Yasmin would.
Justin, wait, where are you going? I thought you were going to finish the feature on Clipper Curtis.
I am going to finish him. Just as soon as I can.
you holding up?
I don't know. I'm just kind of out of it right now, I guess.
I know, dear. It certainly is understandable. I mean, just think of all the things that have happened to you in the last few days. And Dawn being beaten like that, and the gallery being vandalized, and then learning that your mom is packed up and taken off on a trip with Alex Wheeler. Probably when you could use her support the most, huh?
You said it.
Tell you what, why don't you let me sort of take your mom's place while she's gone? I mean, let me do whatever I can to help you through this time.
Oh, thanks, Paige. But right now, I don't know. I don't even know what kind of help I need.
Well, I'm sure that between the two of us, we can think of something.
Well, Dawn sure went off to sleep in a hurry, didn't she?
Oh, the poor little thing.
Well, Courtney will be out tomorrow to look in on her. Guess we can hold the fort till then, especially with such loyal support. Oh, thank you for driving us out, Dennis.
You don't have to thank me, Mrs. Marshall.
Well, then, supposing you have dinner with us. I can offer you supper. You can stay, can't you? You too, Paige?
Well, I guess I can...
Oh, my goodness, I didn't realize how late it was getting. I have to get back from my show. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have come out with you all, because now I need a ride back, like quick. I'm sorry.
Well, maybe another time. I can't tell you how glad I am you came to Dawn's side the way you did.
Oh, Grandma, how many baby sisters do I have, you know? But I'd like to say goodbye. Is she up?
Oh, no, she's fast asleep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, maybe another time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be
I'm
on
sure
our
it
way.
won't make any difference to her at all, darling. You run along.
Listen, I've got a lot of work to do back at the gallery, too, so...
At this hour?
Well, yeah, the police want me to take an inventory, find out if anything's been stolen. Since there's nothing really more that I can do for Dawn anyway, I might as well get something accomplished, right? So, let's go, Paige.
Okay.
See ya.
We'll be on our
Bye-bye.
way. Bye-bye.
So long.
Drive carefully. Well, I guess it's just you and me for supper tonight. You and me and Steve.
Want some salad, Kate?
Well, that's not very much.
I know. It's enough for you and me and Steve.
Suppose so. Oh, look. We've got chili. Or would you rather have ribs?
Ribs, I guess.
Ryan Connor likes chili. I think I'll just leave this out here to defrost, in case he comes dropping down out of the sky in that helicopter of his.
Kate, I'm not expecting him.
Well, I'll just let it defrost anyway, just in case.
Kate, there's something I have to show you.
Why, Ryan Connor and Princess Yasmin. Yeah, Max told me something about this. Oh. So Ryan's brought himself back a bride from Tankir, huh?
Well, it's only temporary until the marriage is annulled.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter what I think. It's what you think that matters.
I think that Ryan's telling me the truth. He told me that he didn't love her, that he only married her to get her out of Tankir alive. That's all.
I see. And how does the princess feel about this?
I think she loves him.
Well, it's kind of a pity then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little sad. But at least she's alive and safe.
Well, I suppose she's grateful for that. She's a beautiful young woman.
Yes, she is. But gratitude from a beautiful woman isn't what Ryan was after, Kate. He just was doing his duty as he saw to it.
He's a fine man, Jenny.
Yes, he is. And I love him for it.
And are you sure he loves you as much?
It's crazy, isn't it? But I do. I have to, Kate. I have to believe he's telling me the truth. That he loves me, not her. I have to know that he loves me just as much as I love him. And that all this is... it's just in the way right now.
Well, if you two love each other like I think you do, you're gonna find your way back together again. Sooner or later.
Well, let's hope it's sooner.
Well, I'm gonna leave the chili out to defrost. You hear?
Arnie, that's your job. Try Erxleben, Russell. Try New Orleans. Try Saints. Try Superdome. About 6 weeks ago, the day before Dallas played Pittsburgh. Arnie, just look for it. Of course it is. Uh-huh. Yeah. You're welcome. What a bunch. That one can't find tapes that are directly under his nose. Marshall's looking for tapes that don't even exist except in his head. Poor old Sam goes plodding along, carrying everybody's load. Terrific.
Sam, hi. I'm looking for Justin, and somebody said I could find him in here.
Well, he left for the day 20 minutes ago.
Oh, darn. I knew I should call before.
Is there something I can help you with?
No, we just had a little fight, and I wanted to see him. Maybe I'll just sit here and wait. Oh, wait a minute. You said he's gone for the day? It's kind of early, isn't it?
Oh, that's funny. That's exactly what I said.
Well, maybe I'll catch up with him tomorrow. What time does he usually get in, honey?
Oh, sometime before noon if I'm lucky.
I know what you mean, darling. He's something else, isn't he?
Well, he isn't easy, I'll give him that.
Well, I know you're busy. I'll let you get back to work.
Did you want to leave a message?
No, that's all right. Thanks. Oh, Sam. Yeah, on second thought. Yes, you tell him that I just had this long radio phone conversation with Iris, and that I thought he should know that she's sailing the high seas with Alex Wheeler and having such a good time that she probably won't be back for weeks. That will do it.
Do what?
Oh, Justin has this crazy idea about Alex Wheeler, that's all.
Ah, yes, his crazy obsession with vengeance.
You know about that?
Well, how could I miss? He hardly keeps it a secret. Every time Wheeler's name is mentioned, Justin's eyes get this...
glazed and kind of funny looking?
Uh-huh. And then he starts spewing all of this stuff that everything that has happened to his family lately is Alex Wheeler's fault. Mm-hmm. And how he's going to pay Alex Wheeler back. Oh, today. Today he called it collecting. Now that's a new one. And then he goes on and on and on.
And you try to talk some sense into him.
And he just looks right past you.
And you just know that he hasn't heard a single word you said.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we smiling?
Raina, do you realize this is the first time in our lives that we have ever agreed on anything?
Oh, no, that's not true. Is it? You're right. You think that Justin is crazy too, huh?
On this particular issue, yes. And it's getting worse. He blames Alex Wheeler for everything. Like what happened to Dawn is Alex Wheeler's fault, indirectly.
It is getting worse, isn't it? What should we do about it?
Nothing.
Really? You always did know when to quit, didn't you? Well, maybe you're right, but I came here hoping I could knock some sense into his head, and I'm leaving without accomplishing that.
Does that mean you're going to keep trying?
Oh, I don't know. Even if I did, it probably wouldn't work anyway. Justin's always been a nut. Bye-bye, honey.
Takes one to know one. What a pair. Oh, give me a break, Lord. I'm all alone here.
Mrs. Carrington's salmon mousse. Oh, you like that, don't you? That's nice and light.
No, thank you, Beth. I don't seem to be terribly hungry right now. Perhaps in a little while.
You don't know what you're missing.
Half the pieces, that's what I'm missing.
Well,
Beth, when you worked for Mrs. Bellman, did you learn anything about her relationship with Mr. Wheeler?
well, now, I'm not one to go around talking behind my employer's back, you know. I mean, Mrs. Bellman's entitled to her privacy.
Of course. You're absolutely right. I don't even know why I asked.
Oh, I do, with just natural curiosity. Since the man you love was so tight with Mrs. Bellman.
Was? Isn't it still going on?
Oh, no, ma'am. I thought you knew that much. Nah. Mrs. Bellman never could get Mr. Wheeler to marry her. She tried for 20 years. Finally, she just gave up and went back to Mr. Bellman. Now, with him being so sick and all, who she got to turn to for companionship? Just Mrs. Cook. She's hardly a comfort to her mother.
Oh. I suppose she'll be after Mr. Wheeler again then, do you think?
For sure. If you keep on treating him the way you've been doing. Mrs. Carrington, I think you ought to wake up to what a good catch he is before it's too late.
No, you don't understand, Beth. The man is faithless. Faithless.
Like I told you, Mrs. Bellman would have married him any time during the last 20 years. Faithful, faithless, or somewheres in between. He didn't marry her. You know why? Because that man couldn't get you out of his mind. Now I ask you, doesn't that count for something?
Mr. Wheeler,
Yes?
shall I clear your dinner table?
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Wheeler, you've eaten nothing at all.
Yes, I know. I'm not very hungry.
Shall I keep it warm for you? You might be hungry later.
No. No, thank you. Sorry, pretty lady. I promised to stay away until you sent for me, so that's what I'll do.
Alex, wait. This isn't a chance encounter. I asked the steward to show me where you were.
You came looking for me?
Yes, I did.
Then, won't you join me?
Yes, thank you.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.